Do you remember when Rockstar was not lazy and they actually cared about their fans and they actually made some good shit? Like, do you remember when they had all these great IPs under their name? They had the Max Payne games, they had Midnight Club, they had Bully, The Warriors, Manhunt, all these Grand Theft Auto games, Red Dead Redemption. And when you look at these Definitive Edition collection, there's some things to be said about it. Now, despite my review of the San Andreas version, I didn't even give it a rating. I said the pros and the cons and talked about the nostalgia. But to charge $60 for 3 remasters that are poorly done, poorly ported over to the consoles, while you have other games getting remade completely and charging $40, like the Spyro trilogy, the Crash trilogy, the Tony Hawk collection. Those games got completely redone and they only charge $40. Now, one thing that I'm hearing a lot of people complain about is the music, having some songs removed from the games. I don't care too much about that in the sense that I don't really listen to the soundtrack in the game that often, and the songs that I did like are there anyway. But when you compare it to a game like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, when they included all the songs back in the remake, and Rockstar, most likely has a higher worth and budget compared to Activision, what the fuck are you doing? Rockstar makes billions and billions of dollars per year on their, microtransactions and all that other GTA Online bullshit. And the fucked up thing here is that Rockstar didn't even exactly make the definitive edition of these games. They outsourced it to another developer who they basically brought onto their company and rebranded them because they had a previous name. Now they're called Grove Street Games. And from what I'm told, they're known primarily for mobile games. So you make a mobile game developer develop your games for a remaster. Now, yes, these games are old, so a remaster may not be as good as a remake and all these different cut corners and blah, blah, blah. There are modders out there for PC who made much better enhancements for free, and Rockstar is charging you $60 for a game that has terrible pop-ins, frame rate, pretty bad controls in my opinion, very downgraded controls, lack of NPCs in the environment. The game feels empty and dead, and I hear the third game is the worst of the collection with all these different downgrades that they upgraded for this version. And what's worse is how Rockstar took down all these mods that PC players made, and they took down the original versions of these games from these online stores, so you have to buy this version for $60 because Rockstar mindset is, fuck you, give me money. You want the GTA games and you want them to look better? Pay up, motherfucker, and we'll give you this game. Now, I'm not so much mad about GTA 6 and not having information on that because that game is going to take some time to hopefully deliver what it could be amazing. But all these other practices they're doing is bullshit. Rockstar dropped the ball from who they used to be. They used to be such a great developer of all these amazing IPs. And now they only care about the online because they make a lot of money off of online. They're just filling their pockets up of money, laughing at the fans who are buying this piece of shit remaster for $60. Honestly, if you're going to get the remastered, wait till it's on sale. And if you want a physical and you have a PS5, Rockstar says fuck you because there is no PS5 physical release. It's only a physical on PS4, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch. And that doesn't make much sense to me because if you're going to have a PS4 release, why not just make a PS5 release on a disc anyway? And don't even get me started on the Switch version. I've seen videos and the Switch version is by far the worst one. No surprise there, given that it shouldn't be as terrible as it is because the games I felt didn't need that much power to perform to play them. I could play those games on my phone, and that's funny because these remasters are coming to mobile next year. And if they charge $60 for that, who the fuck is buying a mobile game for $60? Doesn't make any fucking sense. And the fact that I can play these games and Bully and Max Payne on my phone and my computer because I have a Mac and it's connected. And now you got to charge $60 for these games that fucking are not great ports. You guys are fucking ridiculous. There was even a video of one of the cities. It was Los Venturas. And one of the buildings was just completely flat. The detail was flat. The pillars on the building were supposed to be popped out. And a 3D pillar, it was completely flat. So they made upgrades to some things. And they said, fuck you to everything else. We don't care. Here's $60. And the worst part is other companies are doing remakes for $40. Spiral Collection was not a remaster. It was a remake. $40. Crash Bandicoot remake, $40. They even made another bundle with Crash Bandicoot that had 1, 2, 3, 4, and Team Racing, and that was $60 for like 5 games in one package. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, $40, complete remake. But GTA Definitive Remaster, $60, and the games still perform like shit. They actually perform better, in my opinion, in the older versions. Even on my mobile version of the game, it performs a lot better. More NPCs in the game, more cars in the game, better controls for a mobile game with my controller than having the shitty aiming controls in this version. And it's ridiculous. I loved Rockstar. You know, they were a great developer of all these amazing titles. And now they're just like, fuck you, give us money. You want GTA 6? We need more money from you guys by doing all these bullshit practices. And people are just going to buy it. And I'm tired of certain people who are trying to defend this game as it's for the OGs, it's nostalgia. This is primarily towards RGT85. I really can't stand him as a YouTuber, especially the fact that he can't even edit his videos properly because he has all these different errors in his editing and you have lines repeated in his videos. But he himself cannot deny the fact that these games are poorly done. They're poorly ported because Rockstar didn't want to do the work themselves because they're fucking fat and lazy and they're just filling up their pockets and letting their other corporations, their bitches, do the work for them. And this is what we get. Poor quality. And also, Review Tech USA tried to defend this collection without even playing the game. He talked about it before the game actually released, and he's trying to defend it as, oh, it's a remaster, not a remake, and this is going to be fine. You don't fucking know unless you played the fucking thing. How are you going to review something if you don't fucking play it? I played the San Andreas game. Like I said in my other video, it's on Game Pass, and from what I'm seeing all over YouTube, the other 2 games are more or less the same experience, with the third one being a bit worse from what I'm told. And the Switch version is even worse. The game looks worse. It looks faded. And the only positive to get it on Switch is to play it in handheld. But like I said, I have them on my phone anyway. So what the fuck's the point? The only positive for me doing that on Switch is I can put cheat codes on the Switch version. I can't put cheat codes on the mobile version because they're not included. And also, not to mention, the game is easier. The game feels easier. Some of the missions that I've done that normally takes me a bit longer to beat, they're done like that. The drive-by mission, which I posted in my review, was done like that. The Big Smoke Train mission that everyone found so difficult, which normally takes as long as leaving the tunnel and almost near the end of the mission to beat it, I beat it shortly after I entered the tunnel, maybe like 5 seconds after I entered the tunnel. And it's these kind of problems that make the game feel like it's made for this newer generation who didn't have the chance to try it when it was as challenging as it was, and they're making them have an easier experience. That's just pussy right there. That's fucking pussy. Like, the game should maintain its challenge. It should maintain its core values and its originality. You take away achievements for entering cheat codes. There is some debates about that. I personally don't agree with it. I thought the cheat codes made the games much more enjoyable, more fun. Some of these games, like especially 3, it's almost impossible to beat without cheat codes. It's damn near challenging, and you want the cheat codes to not only be able to get through certain hard points, but some of the cheat codes are fucking hilarious. The Super Punch in particular is hilarious. And you lose achievements by entering those cheats. And, you know, some people don't care about achievements. I have a friend who just said, fuck it, he's gonna do cheat codes and play the game. It's piss poor. It's just to make more money. And it was fucked up on Rockstar to remove the previous versions and to remove the mods. I understand the mods, kind of, in the sense that you don't want people to take advantage of your game and doing all this shit. It's similar to how Nintendo sues all these people who are making emulators illegally, but at the same time, not really the same thing. It's just Rockstar being greedy as fuck so that they can put more money in their pockets and release more bullshit GTA Online updates instead of full-on expansions for that game, or bringing back other IPs like Manhunt and another Max Payne possibly, but Midnight Club, you know, I think Rockstar did have the potential to make much more amazing games. What's the excuse to not have Agent out? There's like no information on that game at all other than it got canceled. And you have the money for it. You have billions and billions of dollars. And a lot of people are comparing this collection to Fallout 76. I don't think it's that bad. Fallout 76 was god awful from all the poor releases and the bugs and glitches. These games are not Fallout 76 bad. But to be worse than what you originally had on the PS2 20 years ago? I mean, what the fuck are you doing? See you guys on the next one.